Thomas Thomas the Band is proof to me that we have great creators in Canada, and the next person who tries to tell me that we don't is going to get a good old-fashioned throat punch. Let me tell you why. Hi there, my name is Kyle. I'm the owner of Media Lab, which is a studio that believes that a creator's value shouldn't be based on their follower count. Thomas Thomas is this local band which I kind of accidentally saw because I accepted randomly this invite from a friend to go and see another band, and they were the opening act. Instant love. Not creepy, maybe a little, but everything about them, their aesthetic, their sound, their stage presence, everything about them I loved. It jazzed me up so much. I should acknowledge that I'm not in my usual setup. That is because, funny story, the building that I was in kicked us out. So I'm slowly moving my studio to another spot. So right now, I'm in my house. So since that first time I met them, I've introduced myself, I've gotten to know them a little better, invited them on my podcast, because every white guy has those nowadays, and just generally been a fan of theirs. They're this fusion of, I guess, dreamy 1950s pop. That's the best I can do to describe them. Have you ever just fallen head over heels for a band? Let me know down in the comments. So last week they released their EP on all the places: Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, probably other places that I'm either too old or too uncool to know about. As you can see, I am the literal personification of a teacher who just turns the chair around and wants to just rap with you kids. My name is Kyle Marshall, and I'm here to say that I like music in a major way. I apologize for that natural crisis I just made you watch. Anyway, so I had to get ready. Thomas Thomas knocked it out of the park. They were at the Palomino, a local music venue, and they made it look like it was a prom. And then I just enjoyed myself. Thomas Thomas makes everything they do an event that I want to go to. And I appreciate that. It's not just the big things, it's the small things too. The colors, the lights, the atmosphere in that room just makes me feel happy. And so this is where I need to go and grab my soapbox. But I can't because it's in storage because, again, I'm moving my studio. I hear something all the time here in Canada. We have this national obsession of putting ourselves down, and I cannot stand it. We are this small population, yes, but this idea that we do not have a culture, and this gets said over and over again. I was just listening to a podcast that's made here in Canada that says that we don't have a culture, and I get so mad at this. If we just look at music, you cannot tell me that the Rankin family out on the East Coast is not culture. You cannot tell me that Arcade Fire is not culture. You can't even tell me that Paul Brandt here in Alberta is not culture. This whole mentality that we put ourselves down because we don't think that we're as good as the rest of the world is complete bunk. And I wish we'd stop telling it about ourselves. Here's what is true, and I really do believe this. I think that as arts and culture, we cannot depend solely on grants every single time. We do have to compete with the rest of the world. We are a small population in Canada. And yes, maybe we cannot support an entire industry all by ourselves, which means that it's ever more important to be able to create stuff that is very 100% Canadian, but still accessible throughout the rest of the world. And this is what Calgary and Canada are already doing. Alright, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. As Thomas Thomas finished up their set, way past my bedtime, I was a little bit sweaty, but way more grateful that I got to be in this room with extraordinary musicians and artists. Sure, music, like comedy, is completely subjective. When it hits you, right there, it's magic. You should watch their 2 music videos that they've uploaded to their YouTube channel. You can do so by clicking right there. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, you really should, so that you can see more of the culture that I encounter. Until next time, thanks for dropping by the lab. I promise I'll never rap again.